Let's give her.
Give her Green River.
Green River?
Have you never heard that?
No.
Give her Green River?
No.
Oh, my dad says it all the time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what Green River means unless like green let go. Hello!
Hi guys!
Welcome back!
Did you miss us?
I missed you guys. It's been so weird just like not recording.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because we pre-recorded for Christmas and then New Year's. Mm-hmm. And then now we're recording this on the day we would have released. But we took a week off.
Yes. Because I moved.
Yeah.
My life got real hectic real fast.
Yeah. Holiday season was crazy and then everyone was sick. And then Journey just moved.
Yeah.
And so welcome to the new studio.
Yes. It will change many times as we figure out what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The space is like just too tight for like a couch and a chair, and so we might just get 3 chairs, and
yeah.
It literally doesn't affect any of the audio listeners.
No, not at all.
Primary listening capacity.
But that's okay.
But everything's social media and visually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. Whatever.
It's
now
a fun
I get
project.
to showcase some of my fun skull photos, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So this will be really fun.
And so we did a poll on our Instagram. I don't know, you guys probably saw that. And we were trying to decide a name for the plant that usually sits by Michaela's feet. Mm-hmm. And now he's just right front and center. We decided he needed to have his own little thing. Maybe I'll get him like a little clip-on microphone or something. Yeah, that'd be really cute. And so we came up with a name. We gave you guys name options.
Most of you guys chose Manny.
Yes.
Manny won by like a landslide.
But that was our least favorite name.
So we decided to ignore the opinions altogether, and his name is Simon Terry.
Yep.
Simon Terry slaps.
Yes, that's what we have christened our new plant, Simon Terry slaps.
Yeah. Simon felt right. Mm-hmm. So.
And Terry's kind of fun because he's a Monstera plant, right? So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So introducing Simon Terry slaps. Maybe Jeremy the skeleton right there. I don't know.
Jeremy the skeleton. And my little Fernando skull, he didn't make it in this scene, but he'll be back.
Again, doesn't concern any of the audio listeners whatsoever.
Yeah, they're going to be like, wow, I really need to watch the YouTube to know what they're talking about.
But yeah, no, long story short, Journey moved. We have a new studio, which doesn't affect you guys at all, but makes Journey's living situation so much easier.
It's so much nicer. Because now instead of just annoying the boys, we can just like close the door and lock them out and just be like, we're recording. Mm-hmm. We're going to get a fun little on-air sign.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah.
Anyways, we hope everyone had great holidays. Mm-hmm. I spent Christmas at the cabin, and then I spent New Year's in Golden with my cousins.
That's super fun.
I never did my New Year's photo shoot, though. Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
I was going to do that, but we'll see. Maybe I'll just
do a fun Valentine's Day photo shoot.
For myself.
Yeah.
Good.
That would be really fun. Just do like... You can either do like a really edgy like broken heart one where you're like ripping hearts or something, or like an anti-Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Or just like a really cheesy like heart sunglasses, lollipops, pink, reds. Totally not
edgy,
your style.
I might do edgy roses.
I think it'd be so
Love
fun.
myself kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's fun. Fun idea.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
I got ideas.
So many ideas.
Yeah.
I did Christmas with both my boyfriend's family and my family, and it was super fun. We just had a game day. We played beer pong with water, which was pretty fun. Mm-hmm. Then Cards Against Humanity, which I bought Bryce for Christmas, which was just so much fun and added another element.
Yeah.
And I got to hear every single person in our family say fuck, and that was awesome. And I loved it.
From a family that doesn't swear.
Yeah,
like
no one swears on either sides. Yeah. Yeah, and then New Year's, we just hung out. Bryce's brother invited us over to hang out at his house, which is like a 200 square foot basement suite. So we just kind of just chilled like sardines in there and watched them play Call of Duty. And I was like, woo, this is fun. But it was nice to spend it with family. And then like they kept counting down to New Year's Eve, like, every 20 minutes. Like, Abe would go, it's New Year's, guys, like, 10, 9, 8. And then everyone would be like, oh my gosh, is it actually New Year's? And they'd all, like, check their phones. It was, like, 9:30. I'm like, no, you guys, it's not New Year's at all. What are you doing? And so then they almost all missed the actual New Year's. And I was like, hey, you guys, like, we need to start counting down. So me and the only other girl that was there, like, we started counting down. And Bryce and Waylon were arm wrestling. So they arm wrestled for New Year's. I was like, cool, thank you. I'll just be over here. But it was super fun.
Oh, that sounds like a great time.
Yeah, it was good. Lots of time with family.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, we're going to get into it.
Yes.
Our episode today is all about attachment styles.
Yeah.
We've been referencing this concept through many of our stuff, especially when it comes to like love and relationships. Attachment styles do play a big part in that.
Exactly. Yeah. And not even like romantic relationships, even just like friend relationships, right? Mm-hmm. I've been noticing really recently, like, how friends act as little groups.
Yeah. Well, it breeds insecurity and all these type of things. So
exactly. So much fun. But yeah, with that, Michaela, what is an attachment style? Mac did most of the research because I was like, Mac, my life is in chaos. I need you to do this.
So attachment styles comes from attachment theory, which was coined by John Bowlby. Some basic.
Bowlby?
Bowlby. B-O-W-L-B-Y.
Oh, that's so fun.
It's got an interesting name.
Yeah.
Side note, for all the psychology stuff, whenever I hear his name, I think of this like blow up clown doll, you know, that you can walk around.
Oh yeah.
Because I think in some psych video when I was doing this in the kids room that they I think they had one of those like
they
bouncy rocky clown dolls.
Yeah.
And so whenever I think of John Bowlby, I think of that clown doll.
Oh my goodness, that's really creepy.
Yeah. That's
not an image you want to associate with someone.
No, but Bowlby, like Bowlby the clown, makes sense in my brain. So he created the term attachment theory, and it's based off the concept of like children are biologically predisposed to develop attachments to caregivers as means of increasing their chances of survival.
Yeah.
So that was his theory. And it makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
That's kind of your role as an infant.
Well, yeah, especially with humans, we're so not like weak in the sense, but like we're a form of mammal where you are so dependent on your mother when you are first born. We're not like horses or whatever who can get up and run away and defend themselves, but like we're solely dependent on our caregivers. Yeah.
And so then that's where the term like secure base comes into play. Secure base is the idea that the presence of a trusted caregiver provides an infant or toddler with a sense of security to make it possible for the child to explore the environment.
Right.
And so if you don't trust your parent or if everything seems crazy, then it kind of shows your attachment style.
Yeah.
And so that's where Mary Ainsworth created the strange situation procedure, which is exactly that. They bring a kid into a room, the parents leave, and they see how the kid reacts.
Right.
And so this kind of shows the 4 attachment styles. The 4 patterns of attachment are secure, insecure, anxious avoidant, insecure, anxious resistant, or disorganized.
Okay.
And so the secure attachment is about 50 to 70% of kids have a secure attachment.
That feels like a good percentage.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they were to redo it now, if it would different.
Change. Yeah, because do you know when he did this study?
I don't know when these percentages were given.
Yeah.
These percentages have been from my university career. And so this was for my second year notes and my 4th year notes.
Right. Okay.
Was about the same. So
yeah.
I don't know if in recent one, if attachment styles are more anxious because everyone's more anxious.
Yeah.
I wonder. Something to consider. And so if you have a secure attachment style, the infant obtains both comfort and confidence from the presence of his or her caregiver.
Yeah.
So the next one is Insecure-Avoidant, which is about 10 to 20% of toddlers have this attachment style.
Okay.
And so this is the one where like an infant doesn't really care if their parents are in the room or if they leave.
Right.
So they're very dismissive to their parents' presence.
Oh, okay.
And so in a lot of cases, and we'll touch more on how this happens, a lot of cases this comes from like a parent who neglected or told the kid to like suck it up, and it doesn't really matter. So they're kind of like, I don't really care if you're here or not.
Or even just like I'm busy. Like, not right now, I'm busy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The next anxious attachment style is like anxious.
Okay.
And it's another, again, 10 to 20% of children have this percentage as well.
Okay.
And this one, the infant becomes very upset from separation of the caregiver, and then both resists and seeks contact on reunion. So they feel abandoned when they leave.
Okay.
But then it's mixed if they want to be close to them when they return or not.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because they feel neglected, abandoned.
Yeah.
XYZ.
Right.
And the last one is about 5 to 10% of infants. And it is disorganized, which is like an inconsistent reaction on caregivers. Sometimes they cry, sometimes they don't care. Sometimes they're happy, sometimes they're sad.
Oh, interesting.
So there's no, they have no knowledge of what to do when the parent returns.
Oh, okay.
At all.
So is that because they like, the parent's always there, or the parent's always gone? Like,
The parent's inconsistent.
right.
And so they don't know how to react to,
Okay.
like if it's a parent who is loving 1 minute and then beating you the next minute.
Yeah.
And then being like, why don't you love me? Why aren't you hanging out with me?
Right.
And then screaming at you like you're the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that definitely breeds a very inconsistent reaction.
Yeah. Sometimes you're going to get your diaper changed. Other times you're going to sit in your soil for 3 days.
Right.
Like it's,
Yeah. Okay.
And disorganized often comes from kids like in the system who don't necessarily have a caregiver.
That makes sense. Yeah. And especially like you never know what you're going to get in a foster home or a placement or anything as well.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. That's really sad.
Yeah. It's not fun. And then so disorganized doesn't really know what to do. Secure children will be happy when the parent returns.
Right.
And insecure will not react.
Yeah.
Or will react like slow to warm, kind of off.
Okay,
Standoffish.
Yeah, you have to prove that you're there for good things.
And so when it comes to growing up, securely attached children often show better social adjustment, have better social skills, use good and appropriate emotional expression and communication, whereas insecure and avoidant children show inhibitive emotional responsiveness and do not seek comfort from other people.
Okay, so they just like depend on themselves. Okay.
Yeah. Securely attached children also develop positive social expectations, understand reciprocity in relationships, are confident, enthusiastic, and friendly, and have high quality, long friendships, and are very popular with their peers. Yeah. Insecurely attached children have difficulty with peer relationships, get hostile, and perceive others as hostile, are not happy with peers, express less sympathy and pro-social behavior, and have poor conflict resolution skills. Which is, I'm sure, just from those descriptions alone, you can already think of kids you went to school with.
Yeah, definitely.
Or maybe you can think of something like yourself, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, when you self-analyze it.
Yeah, definitely.
And something to note is that their parenting styles come into play here.
Yes, I was looking at that in your notes and how there's like the difference between an authoritative versus like a not authoritative parent, and I feel like that's a really interesting kind of topic to get into, especially now with the rise of gentle parenting. Yeah. And how everyone's freaking out about that.
Well, and there's authoritative and authoritarian.
Right.
And they're very different. Yeah. So basically parenting styles pioneered by Diana, I'm going to butcher this, Baumrind in 1973. So that's when she coined this term. And so it kind of talks about the 4 types of parenting styles, which is authoritarian, authoritative, permissive, and uninvolved. Right. And different attachment styles kind of more correlate with each parenting style.
Yeah, definitely.
So an authoritative parent often gives the most secure kid.
And so what's an example of like what an authoritative parent would do?
So they set limits, but they listen.
Okay.
And they're very flexible. So they're like, these are the rules. You can't break these rules.
Yeah.
However, I'm not going to lose it at you if you break these rules, kind of thing.
Okay.
So
yeah, that feels fair.
Yeah. Authoritative, like a good sentence for it is, share the toy because it's important to take turns and share what we have.
Oh, okay. So then authoritative would be more of what gentle parents are trying to achieve, and then authoritarian is where it causes issues.
Authoritarian is share the toy right now because I said so.
Right.
And so they have high behavior standards, there's strict punishment of misconduct, and little communication.
Right.
Permissive is high nurturance and communication with little discipline, guidance, or control.
I am afraid that's how I'm gonna parent.
I think you're going to bounce between authoritarian and permissive.
Yeah.
Which is going to make a disorganized.
Yeah, I know. I'm just not ready for that.
And then uninvolved is indifferent and unaware what happens in a child's life.
Yeah.
Right? So permissive is share the toy if you feel like it. Mm-hmm. That's where some gentle parenting goes as well, though.
Yeah.
And then uninvolved is I don't care what you do with the toy.
Yeah.
Right? And so all of those often lead to your attachment style, like would depend on, even if one parent's more different than the other, you might feel more secure towards one parent than the other, which then affects your attachment style.
Yeah.
Whole convoluted circumstance thing.
Yeah. So like when do your attachment styles kind of like form?
Well, as a kid. So pre-attachment is birth to 6 weeks, and that's when the baby initiates signals to obtain comfort.
Right.
Often known as crying.
Yeah.
Attachment in the making is 6 weeks to 6 to 8 months. And so that's when the baby start responding to familiar faces by smiling, laughing, babbling.
Right.
Clear-cut attachment happens at 6 to 8 months to 1.5 years.
So your attachment style is like set by the time you're 2. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Well, 1.5. Yeah. Pretty much.
Well, okay.
Well, yeah, set by 2.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It was very interesting taking the attachment style test to kind of, because we both took the attachment style test to figure out what we were. And it was like, how did you feel in early childhood? But if like my attachment was being set up before I was 2 years old, I was like, I have no idea. Yeah. Like I cannot answer this question because it's like,
yeah,
I think, because who I am now is so different than like, I don't know, who I was at 2, obviously, but...
Well, that's when you actively seek comfort with caregivers, and then reciprocal relationships is 1.5 to 2 and older. So that's an increased understanding of parents' feelings, allowing a more mutual relationship.
Oh, interesting. I didn't get that until I was like 20. Okay. I didn't really like, it wasn't until I like moved out and was on my own that I began to have a greater understanding of my parents' emotions, but in like I guess a broader sense than what they're meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I've noticed like with styles that, or is a concept with styles too. They are flexible, and I think they are different romantically and parentally.
Yes. Even
though your parents influence what your idea of love is, because your first knowledge of love, again, go back to love languages.
Exactly.
Is what you see from your parents.
Yeah, what's modeled to you.
Exactly. Or not parents, guardians, caregivers.
Exactly.
People you look up to. What you're modeled is what you then often seek for. Yeah. However, that's not always the case.
Yeah. Well, I was researching a little bit of like, can attachment styles change over time? Mm-hmm. And it was like, yes. And like often like what we'll see is like if someone has like a secure attachment style, but then they experience like a very traumatic loss of like either a parent or a really close loved ones, then they will kind of shift to either like insecure, like avoidant or something.
Yeah.
And like it'll change quite drastically. Yeah. Or like if you're coming from like the anxious avoidant and then you experience a really, really stable relationship and it kind of like you're secure in that relationship. Yeah. You can kind of flip-flop.
Exactly. And so some predictors of attachment types in children. Secure attachment is most likely if the parent is usually sensitive and responsive to the infant's needs. The infant-parent relationship has a high oh my god, why can't I spell this word? Synchronicity?
I think
If they're in sync.
Yeah.
If the infant's temperament is easy, quote unquote. If the parents are not stressed about income, other children, or their marriage.
Okay.
And if the parents have a working model of secure attachment to their own parents.
Oh.
Insecure attachment is more likely if the parent mistreats the child, different types of neglect, abuse, etc. If the mother is mentally ill.
Okay.
So depression, paranoia, etc.
Right.
If the parents are highly stressed about income or other children or their marriage, or if the parents are intrusive and controlling, or if the parents are active alcoholics or substance abusers.
Yeah.
And if the child's temperament is quote unquote difficult, or if the child's temperament is slow to warm. And so the three temperaments are easy, difficult, slow to warm.
Right.
I am very slow to warm.
I am very easy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very interesting because when they started putting it on the child, I was like, don't victim blame. That was my knee-jerk reaction, was like, you can't just put this on the child, like they're learning everything.
But temperament is outside of all of this. Temperament is just how
you
go
are
about
just as
in the
a
world.
person. Yeah.
And I can meet someone, I can talk to them for hours.
Yeah.
Do I trust them? Absolutely not.
Yeah. And see, I'm so trustworthy, it's almost an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely would be very easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And so all of these, those are just predictors, right? It's not necessarily what happens, and you can see even from that list why it might lead to an avoidant or a very hostile kid growing up, right? If you're modeled hostility and avoidance and you can't trust anyone.
Or if there's some other undiagnosed mental illness or something, or something else going on behind the scenes that can kind of make the parents' reaction to how they're acting less nice.
Yeah. There's other image that I have from my notes that shows attachment styles. And so it's the north-south is positive model and negative model of others. And then the east-west is positive of self and negative of self.
Right.
And so the northwest, so high model of others and negative model of self often leads to an anxious person or anxious attachment style. The southwest is negative model of others and negative model of self is a fearful
fearful avoidant style. Is that what it is?
Fearful, disorganized more so.
Okay.
That's what this. Again, all these graphs have different names.
I know, it's kind of one of those things where it's really hard. No one calls it by the same thing.
Exactly, but the fearful in this scenario would be disorganized.
Okay.
The negative model of others and the positive model of self leads to an avoidant child.
Okay.
It's I'm not the issue, you're the issue. Piss off, get out of my face.
Yeah.
And then obviously positive of self and positive of others leads to an insecure attachment.
Right.
I think that this is very different between parents and romantic relationships.
Okay, so
That's
when you did the test, was there a relationships page?
Yeah.
You clicked the I'm single,
Yeah.
and there was still a relationships page?
Yeah.
Then why do they care if they're just going to give you the same questions anyways? Okay, never mind.
I don't know.
That ruins my theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's what I saw. So the quiz that we chose, there's many quizzes online. I said to Jern, let's do this one.
Yeah.
Because I liked how it gave parent figures. There's 4 pages, so 2 for mom, 2 for dad, or male, female.
Yeah, they had caregiver 1, caregiver 2.
Yeah. And then 1 for relationships and 1 for just general population. So that's what I liked about this quiz.
That's fun. I completely forgot about the other page. I've got no memory of that one.
But yeah, so that's why I chose that one, because a lot of the other ones were relationship focused. I'm not in a relationship.
Yeah, right? And it applies to other relationships.
I date I'm standoffish,
Yeah.
but I can't really act on how I am in a relationship.
Exactly.
What was your response, or what was your results from that one?
I got secure.
Shut up.
I did.
So you want to guess what I got?
I don't know. Because I would have thought you would got secure. But then I got secure. So I'm like, I don't know.
I got anxious.
I love that we just like switched. We're like,
boggles my mind based on how we perceive the world.
it's the first time we've gotten a different answer.
Yeah. I know.
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh, I know. And so this is why, like, I think maybe I'm in denial. I think it's different though, because my relationships with my parents are both very good. And the key distinguishing factor of like anxious is that you have a low self-image. I don't think I have a low self-image. I would not consider myself to be one harping on my or negative sense of self.
Yeah.
Am I delusional? Am I in denial? I don't know, but I just I never identify as being like a not confident person.
But like, I feel like when you get like deep into your feels, you kind of dip a little bit.
Yeah.
To like where I can see that, but I definitely didn't think that would.
But still not enough to have like a negative self-image, quote unquote. Right? And so when I'll just dive into it here. So as adults, securely attached adults tend to hold positive self-image and positive image of others, meaning that they both have a sense of worthiness and an expectation that other people are generally accepting and responsive. Which makes sense.
That works for me.
Yeah.
I definitely like that fits.
So like secure lovers characterize their most important romantic relationships as happy and trusting. They're able to support their partners despite the partner's faults.
Yes,
which is very much who you are.
Yeah.
Individuals with an anxious attachment hold a negative self-image and a positive image of others, meaning that they have a sense of unworthiness, but generally evaluate others as positively. I often look at the best in others, but I wouldn't say I look at the worst in myself.
And see, I would think you would almost have not like a negative self-image of others, but you're definitely more like wary.
I'm slow to warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, extremely. And so it's like, how much of a role does that play?
Well, and that's probably why it says anxious, right? So such individuals, according apparently me, crave intimacy, but also remain anxious regarding whether their other romantic partners will meet their emotional needs. And I resonate with that statement.
100%.
Because that's my main skeptic is when I am dating. I'm like, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
I don't buy a word you're saying.
Well, yeah. It's all words until there's actions, right? Like,
exactly. Autonomy and independence can make them feel anxious. I do not feel anxious by independence. So I almost thought I'd be more avoidant.
Yeah.
For that reason.
Definitely.
Because I'm like, piss off, I'll do it on my own.
Yeah. Weird. But did that...
Right?
Yeah.
Like, for me to get avoidant makes more sense in my brain.
Definitely.
And so here's avoidant. Avoidant is a dismissive attachment style that is demonstrated by adults who hold a positive self-image and a negative one of others.
That's what I would put you under.
Exactly. Their internal working model is based on an avoidant attachment based during infancy. I think I have a secure relationship with my parents.
Yeah, definitely.
They were always there to support me. There was never any wariness of like housing, food. They're like, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
They had high expectations, but they parented with an open palm. Right. And I feel like I can talk to either parent about anything at any time.
Do you think, because the term glass child's coming up a lot on my TikTok, where if there's a sibling who takes more attention from the parents, it affects the other sibling. Mm-hmm. Do you think that having a sister who required so much attention from your parents kind of made you have that anxious attachment because like you weren't getting that?
Must be it. Yeah. That's the only other thing I can think of.
Yeah, that must have played a bigger role, I guess, than
I would have thought.
Yeah.
Right? And I did hold the kind of expectation for many years there where I can't be problematic because they're dealing with so much of my sister, right?
And yeah, that almost screams the anxious part of it. Or not screams it, but like...
But that, maybe.
It definitely... I can see where that would come, but that also is kind of avoidant, where like the dismissive.
That's where I would have been like, oh, I have to do everything on my own.
Yeah.
Right? And so, and with the avoidant attachment, they prefer to avoid close relationships and intimacy with others in order to remain a sense of independence and invulnerability. This means they have difficulty with intimacy and value autonomy, self-reliance.
To an extent, but I also feel like you're definitely not afraid to be like intimate.
Word vomit to someone, yeah. So that's why I'm confused.
That's so weird.
I'm confused because I thought I was secure. Apparently, I'm anxious, even though I don't like. I'm more of the I'll close off before I'll be fearful or whatever. Like I'm not fearful of being.
Yeah, definitely.
Like fearful isn't the word for me. Or
no.
Now I'm just kind of like I took this quiz 3 times.
Did you? And you got the same one every time? Are you serious?
Yeah. I was like, maybe I'm just gonna change it a little bit.
As soon as Secure popped up on my screen, I was like, oh my god, I have to tell Michaela. I have to tell her immediately. She's gonna be shocked. And then I was like, wait, I need to save it. And I was like, I need to tell her. And
I'll just touch on the last one. So with the adults with a disorganized attachment style, hold negative model of self and others, and they fear both intimacy and autonomy.
Oh.
So they prefer casual relationships.
Okay.
And they may stay in the dating stage of a relationship for prolonged periods and call it off when it becomes more.
Right. Okay.
And then remain in that cycle.
Yeah.
Because they want the touch and the intimacy, but they don't want the emotional intimacy.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of hookup culture comes from.
Yeah, definitely.
But not to say it in the most scattered way possible, because I'm having a little mental spiral.
That's so funny.
Because in regards to childhood attachment, throughout my entire degree, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm secure. Like, I have no distrust of my parents. Everything was good. Everything was fine. But it's definitely the romantic relationship side of things that I am very standoffish, even though I want it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they place me in anxious over avoidant.
Yeah.
Because I want intimacy.
Yeah.
But the minute I see a red flag, I'm like, walls up.
Yeah.
Middle fingers up. I'm out.
And see, that feels avoidant.
That feels very avoidant.
You're avoiding the red flag or whatever.
Exactly.
Huh.
And again, the whole self-worth thing of that it mentions, I don't see myself as having like a negative self-worth. I know I'm very capable. I know I'm it's gonna sound so conceited. I know I'm pretty, and I know I'm like, I know what
exactly
my worth is in the world. I don't show up being like, oh, like, I don't know, like shy, timid mannerisms. Yeah,
no, you come on, you're like, you fill a room.
Yeah.
And like, that's what makes you so intimidating.
Yeah.
Is you're like, I'm on my own. I can do whatever I want. You can do whatever you want. I don't give 2 shits what you think. I'm going to do it on my own. Yeah. And for a lot of people who don't have that ability, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Because I've been trying to think about what makes you so scary. Because after like Red Flag episode, and you're like, yeah, like, I just don't know what, like, makes people be like afraid of me. So I've just been like racking my brain. And so it feels like it's something where it's just like, you come off where you're like, I do what I want. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
And you legitimately don't care.
Yeah.
And so people are like, whoa, no thank you. Which again, that's why you'd think it would be secure, because you're like, take it or leave it. I'm fine doing whatever I want.
Yeah. So
wild.
Yeah. So I got put in the anxious. I just don't like, I don't fully resonate with that. And so again, I still stand by this quiz, because out of all the ones I could find, this one made the most sense, because it's
very concise and
caregiver 1, caregiver 2, romantic partner, general population.
Yeah.
So that's the most diverse
and
answers
it's not
you
like
can get.
10,000 pages long and costs money and stuff. So
exactly.
Yeah, we'll also have that in our like descriptions as well, so you guys can take it and share your results. Yeah. Because it's so interesting, because I'm definitely a more anxious person.
Very much so.
But taking the test, it was kind of like, I am very securely attached. Because like, well, my mom was a stay-at-home mom. She was always there. Yes, I had 2 other siblings, but that never really bothered me. I never really felt like attention was being taken away from me.
Yeah.
Sometimes with my little sister, but that's just who she is. She's gonna love that I said that. But like, and even with my dad, like I felt more connected to my dad as a kid.
Yeah.
Like he was my preferred parent.
Yeah.
But like he was at work all the time, so I'd just like hang out with mom and stuff, and then when he would come home, I would be like, oh yay, dad's home, and like be by his side.
Yeah.
And so it was never like I never had to fight for their attention.
Well, and that's how my childhood was too, though.
Yeah.
Like that's very much like what you're describing right now is very much how it was with my parents growing up.
That's so weird.
Because my mom wasn't stay-at-home mom, but she stayed at home for the first little bit. Then she was my preschool teacher. Then she was my gym teacher.
Right.
And then she was a substitute teacher in our division. And then her classroom was beside mine.
Yeah.
And then by junior high, she's like, you're on your own. But,
yeah.
like, I always had my mom there. And my dad was at work. But again, whenever he came back, I would race my dad. I would play soccer with him. We would just do all these, like, a lot of play activities.
Right.
And if I go to mom and dad for different problems.
100%, yeah.
But I have no fear of asking them for said problems.
Yeah. That's so weird.
Which is why I'm like, is my anxious, or is this quiz saying I'm anxious because of the relationship aspect solely?
Yeah.
Because I do have my guard up around friendships and relationships.
Yeah.
And again, even with my sister.
Yeah.
But my parents are like walls separate from that.
Exactly. And that's so weird because I feel like mine would definitely be different if my relationship with Bryce hadn't turned out so well.
Yeah.
Like if we had had a messy breakup or something else had happened, like that definitely would have changed it. But because he's someone, and I don't know if it was just because like I was on the high of moving into a really nice house and we were just so excited about it that I was like, yeah, like I can depend on him. I go to him with my problems.
Yeah.
He's definitely my safe place.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, if like that could have changed really easily.
Yeah. So
weird.
Because of this answer, I really dove into romantic relationship, or attachment styles in romantic relationships. And so, and what I found is that most romantic relationships are likely to reflect early attachment styles because they experience the person has with their caregiver in childhood would lead to the expectation as romantic partners. I can't confirm or deny this, though.
I know.
But you can.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's what worked out for you.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work out for everyone.
Oh my goodness. I want everyone in my life to take this test. I'm so curious.
Me too. But there is also research that's come up more recently. That they propose that a single internal working model, which is generalized across relationships, each type of relationship comprises a different working model. So this means the person could have a securely attached relationship with their parents, but insecurely with romantic relationships.
Right.
And that's where I could agree with.
That's where you would fall into. Yeah, definitely.
That's what I can agree with fully.
Yeah.
Based off of my personal experience. Again, am I in denial? Am I delusional? Have I gone to a therapist? No.
We may never know.
I'm like, I got it. I can therapize myself, as I've told myself.
Thank you for using the word therapize. Did I coin that word? No, I coined therapism. That's what it was.
Yeah. I've always said therapize. Is it a word?
Who knows? Yeah.
You can Google it. I got no idea. I just have always said that.
Type in the comments below. Is therapize a word?
No, Mac is stupid.
Yeah, no, Mac. Go to therapy.
Exactly.
Speech therapy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, so, and that's where attachment styles fluctuate, right? Because having an anxious attachment style for me in romantic relationships and even some friendships would come from previous experiences with dating and poor friendships, which I definitely have.
Yeah. And I feel like I would be more anxious with friendships. Like I've had really, really, really good friendships, but I've also had a few where it's like, no, not what you want. And
I'd be curious to see if your attachment answers would be different if you had done public school your entire life.
Exactly.
Because you had a very close-knit group of friends. And even now, it's a very close-knit, group of friends. It's not like you're experiencing a whole bunch of people other than like university was more
And that would,
generalized.
if I had taken this test in university, I guarantee you my answer would have been different.
Yeah.
It would have been definitely anxious because of just like the long distance relationship, feeling like I needed to run away from my hometown. And the friends I had in university, like my first couple years, weren't great. Like they weren't really friends. I only really started making really good friends in years 3.
Yeah.
In year 3, not years 3. But like
Took three many times. Yeah. Year 3 just over and over
I just
again.
repeated it.
Got held back in year 3.
It's my favorite year.
Just wanted to redo the courses again.
Literally.
Oh. But, so interesting, right?
Yeah.
Internal models can also be conceptualized as the avoidant dimension of attachment.
Okay.
Which corresponds to the level of discomfort a person feels regarding psychological intimacy and dependency.
So they're just scared to depend on other people?
Yeah.
Which you say that you don't want to depend on anyone and you don't want anyone to depend on you. So is that maybe where the anxious comes in?
I think so. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like also, like I get nervous depending solely on Bryce when we're not married.
Yeah.
Because it's like so much could change so fast and so easy.
Yeah.
But like, I know that I can depend on him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But that one was specifically for avoidant, but there's also the anxious one. That mode of self often relates to beliefs of self-worth and whether or not one will be accepted or rejected by others.
Oh, okay.
And I think I feel that in regards to love.
Yeah.
Because I've never been in love.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely avoidant to friends, anxious to romantic, and secure to my parents.
She just has them all. Does that categorize you as disorganized?
I might as well at this point. Just all of the above.
Literally. Is there an all of the above option?
I can't just have one. I can't be normal.
I need to have them all.
No.
That's where your anxious comes in. You need to have a little bit of all of them.
Just love how my fit. Yeah.
Oh
This is
my
why
gosh.
I can't choose a career.
Yeah,
I just
literally.
I can't just like have one
just-
thing and go.
You just have anxious or attachment style to your careers too. But honestly, me too.
But like kind of because I'm like I want to do this and 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 I want to travel and I want to be a yoga teacher and I want to and I want to have a house, but I don't want to ever stay in that house because I also want to have a private jet so I can have multiplication
Many
homes.
houses. Yes.
And I want to visit these friends for this time, but I only have 24 hours in a day.
Yeah. Yeah. What do I do with that?
Yeah.
Huh. So spicy.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got different ones though. That really
once.
shakes it up. I know.
New year, new us. We're not gonna have the same answers at all.
Oh my goodness.
Could you imagine? No, I could
That'd be wild. Yeah. Well, that'd be interesting. Let us know what other personality test you want us to take and see if we get the same or different answers. Yeah, I don't know. Attachment styles are really neat. And I especially like, since we've been like preparing for this episode, it's like I've been paying really close attention to how like everyone in my life like acts around other people. And it's been very interesting to like analyze them.
Yeah.
And I did that with love languages too. It was really funny.
And so, how do you think attachment styles affect love languages? Because I think they do affect each other.
I see. I don't. To me, secure attachment style and quality time are the same thing.
Yep.
They're the same word.
Okay, I'm glad you went off that because I was gonna say if someone's disorganized, they may feel more inclined to like words of affirmation because they just want someone to say like, "Oh, I'm proud of you."
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? You might be craving that
Yeah.
kind of attachment. So
Yeah. Or even that, or gift giving. Mm-hmm. But even gift giving could be like you only give me gifts after you hit me, kind of.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
I think they're very much interconnected. But then again, do I then get my... Because I think I get my love languages from my parents. Mm-hmm. From what I've seen.
I think your... Sorry to interrupt you.
No.
Your words don't mean shit
Yeah.
plays into your anxious.
Yeah.
I think those two correlate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I also think my quality time and acts of service comes from how I've received love
yeah.
in my secure side.
Definitely. Everyone, like
So maybe I'm in denial, but I think they're separate. To me, they make sense at you can have separate attachment styles.
Oh, yeah, definitely. 100%. Yeah, no, I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
And I feel like definitely the base one with your, like, I feel like the parents, I guess I can't really say this because I feel like mine are just all kind of secure with little bits of anxious. But yeah, where was I going with that? I lost my whole thought. Your relationship with your parent kind of sets a base.
Yeah.
And then, you kind of go off that. It gives you the safety to explore, I guess, which is the whole thing.
And I think once I finally experience romantic love, I think I will be more like you. I think it will be secure.
Yeah. We'll have to take this again in a couple years.
You're giving me a couple years? You think you have a lot of faith in me, girl?
Well, yeah. I said a couple. Like, me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Couples too.
Yeah, I know, but it could be more. Oh my goodness.
4:30 would be preferred.
Yeah, literally. My favorite thing is when people come into the coffee shop and they're like, "Can I get a couple cinnamon buns?" And I'm like, "How many would you like? Like, you gotta give me a number. Like, does a couple mean 2 for you, or does a couple mean 3? Or is that a few?"
Couple is 2. I would just start with 2.
I'm like, so 2 cinnamon buns? And they're like, "Yep." I'm like, "Okay, great. Just say 2. Just say 2.
Yeah.
That's so fun. Sorry.
No, not at all. And so then I had to look into more. All of this had me leading on, like, are certain attachment styles more compatible than others?
Oh.
Or is that a thing?
That feels like it could be a thing.
And so I found this article, a blog post more so, by MBG Relationships. She's a clinical psychologist who's writing this. And so the way she describes matchmaking, basically, as far as attachment styles goes.
Right.
Secure with secure, green light. Makes sense.
Yeah, that works.
Secure with anxious or avoidant is green yellow.
Okay.
So, like, you need the secure base if someone has anxious or avoidant, because it kind of roots them.
Definitely.
Secure with disorganized, red.
Oh.
Because the secure is going to be craving the relationships.
Right.
And disorganized is like,
It's not going to be able to do that.
yeah, I'm going to, again, that's where cheating
Yeah.
would often come from, because if you're disorganized and you don't want any intimacy,
Exactly.
and that would
That would drive me insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Anxious with anxious is yellow, which I think was interesting. But it's because they just kind of want to lean on each other, but it's not going to be perfect.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to, like, okay, I want to lean on you, but, like, can I lean on you? Are you going to allow me to lean on you? Like, are you going to lean on me back?
And she also said for this one, the anxious with the disorganized is yellow as well. But I feel like there should be more red, but I can see where it's coming from, especially if it's an anxious specifically rather than avoidant, because the anxious one wants love, but also is very distant.
Yeah.
Where disorganized is like the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, anxious with with the avoidant with the disorganized, red.
Not good.
No bueno. Even the two anxious types, so the anxious and the avoidant, both yellow lights.
Right.
For that. But yeah, so basically it's like the bottom line of everything that she's trying to say is that it also depends on context of relationships.
Yeah.
But overall, if you're going to be dismissive and stressy, but you also want intimacy, maybe don't be with someone who doesn't care for intimacy at all, right?
Exactly.
Or if all you want is romantic love and attention, don't be with someone who doesn't want that at all.
Who can't give that to you. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. So many things to think about. And I definitely thought there was, like, more to it when Alexa mentioned it in the relationships episode. But it does feel, like, fairly cut and dry now that I know what my attachment style is.
Yeah. And so this is everything that I was going on in my head. I keep rooting it back to child psychology, and it's beautiful to actually use my psychology degree because I'm not using it right now.
I'm enjoying using your psychology degree too.
But no, to actually talk about it, because, like, I don't know, you learn about these things and you're like, okay, yeah, check, like, I'm secure, I'm good.
Yeah.
I got a good relationship with my parents. That's it. That's all.
Exactly.
But there is more to it, like 100%. Most things with psychology. Because nothing can be easy in life if you want to label every single thing.
Well, yeah, and it's not like there was like 4 different options for each of those questions. There's like a scale, and so you kind of like, how much is that going to change your answers? Like,
yeah.
Oh my goodness, I'm just shocked and intrigued and just yeah.
So the overall outcomes from this, Journey's a stable one. Mac is not.
What? Who would have thought that? Did you guys guess that? I didn't guess that. Oh my goodness. No. But yeah, no, that makes sense. Like when I like after taking the test and I was like looking back at all of like my relationship with my parents, relationship with friends, relationship with Bryce, it's kind of like, yes, it also helps that I'm like an easy person. Mm-hmm. And so it's like even with you, like we started talking and it was just like I felt very secure in our relationship. Mm-hmm. And like with Alexa, I still feel like very secure, and with Gavin, I'm very secure, and with Bryce, very secure. It's very just like,
that's like, I also feel very secure in our relationship too. So that's why I think the anxious is like strictly relationships,
yeah,
like romantic relationships,
yeah.
Because I can agree to all of that when it comes to dating.
Mm-hmm. And it's very difficult to separate just like generalized anxiety from attachment style.
Yeah, because I don't have generalized anxiety,
and I feel like I definitely do a little bit. Mm-hmm. Undiagnosed, and so it's just like I will get anxious about things. Mm-hmm. Like, yes, I'm scared that Bryce is going to leave me, or you're going to decide that you don't want to do this podcast anymore. Mm-hmm. And like, yes, but that's not like all consuming. I'm going to distance myself from you and become very, yeah.
Well, and yeah, if you want to put it like that, then yeah, I've definitely had my stresses, and when it comes to that with friendships,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Oh no, they actually don't care about me. Like they don't want me here. Mm-hmm. I have that, but it's not an everyday thing, and so that's why I just never would have picked myself as an anxious attachment style.
Yeah.
So apologies to Alexa when I said blatantly in relationships, like, oh yeah, I'm secure.
Oh yeah.
No, apparently not.
Eating our words.
I'm humbled.
That's so funny. Oh, I can't wait.
I'm shocked though. I'm also kind of in denial because I don't agree with everything.
I can see points of it, but I definitely don't. Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely got to be more to it.
The self-worth side of things, I definitely think I'm quicker to have a negative view of others than I am of myself.
And I'm wondering where in the test they pulled that from.
Exactly.
Right? Because it wasn't like, can you depend on yourself? There was no question like that, right? Like, yeah. Oh my goodness. Wild. And yeah, like I don't know, it's a psychology concept where like they're trying to categorize people into groups, but like, can they be categorized into these groups, you know, like same as Myers-Briggs, where like, I don't know, but this feels there hasn't been much challenging to it, has there? Like, not a lot of people have been like, the attachment styles are dumb, like, we don't like them, they're flawed in this way, or Bowlby was a bad guy.
Not really. People have just added on.
Oh, and interesting.
So that's the thing, like, Bowlby comes, and then Mary Ainsworth is like, okay, let's see how they act in a room. Mm-hmm. And then Diana Baumrind or something like that. The name I cannot pronounce. She then is like, but your parents are part of this. Part of the reasons. So everyone just kind of adds on aspects.
I know. I want my parents to take this test. I'm so curious. And my sister and my brother and all my friends.
Yeah. So interesting.
So cool. Because I remember watching like the Mary Ainsworth videos and just being like so scared that they would make a child go through that. Especially if they were like an insecure attachment or they'd get like really upset when the caregiver would leave the room. I was like, why would you do that to the kid? Like, that's gotta be traumatizing.
Very much so.
Yeah. I was like, that's right there is affecting their attachment style.
Yeah. At the age, right?
Yeah, at that age. Yeah.
But, yeah.
Spicy.
That's what I have on that. If you know of a better quiz, send it our way.
Yeah, let us know.
We will link the quiz link in the description. Mm-hmm. And you relate to me, let me know.
If you relate to me, let me know.
Or if you just think I'm in denial, also let me know. Now I'm pulling myself down. I'm kidding.
And this is where we end the episode.
No.
That's really interesting. I'm so glad we got different ones from each other and different than what we thought we were going to get. Mm-hmm. Like, I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way. Maybe I'll take it again tonight and see what I get.
Well, I was in denial. I took it 3 times.
Yeah.
And also took this quiz. I got anxious on every other quiz I took, testing quizzes.
Really?
And I'm like, okay.
Okay, yeah, that one's yours.
I took like 5 quizzes last night, and I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna go with
I guess
this one because caregiver 1, 2.
Yeah.
I liked that aspect of it.
Yeah, the website's it's also very easy to read, just like the attachment project or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Okay, so to wrap up today's episode, Journey has some fun Would You Rather questions, relationship edition.
Yeah.
Which will maybe just like solidify if I'm anxious or not.
Okay, well, I'll start you off with an easy one.
Okay.
Would you rather be rich or well-traveled?
Oh, well traveled.
I would rather be rich because then I can be well-traveled.
Yeah. But to be well traveled, you also would have to have money in between.
That's true, I guess. That's kind of like both of them.
Yeah. Like, the way I read that is like, either I can be rich and be in one spot, or I can be well traveled.
Yeah, I guess if it's like well traveled, you don't have to worry about where your money's coming from, how you're making it, whatever. Then definitely well traveled.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay. Would you rather be in an unbalanced relationship where you love them more or where they love you more?
They love me more.
Yeah, 100%. That's actually kind of a dumb question. Sorry. Let us know if you'd rather be in a relationship where they love you more versus you love them more. Would you rather be with a jealous partner or a distant one?
Distant.
Jealous.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, I couldn't do distance.
I can't do the emotional reactivity of jealous. I'm like, yo, chill.
Yeah.
I'd rather just leave me alone if you're going to be emotional. Like, if you're going to... Come on.
Okay. Interesting.
There it is.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Would you rather have an ambitious partner or a funny one?
Oh, that's hard.
Right?
Ambitious.
Because those are two very, very core things.
I like both.
Yeah.
Both are preferred, but if I had to choose, I'd rather have someone be ambitious because...
I'd like them to want to do something with their life rather than sit around and crack jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless they were a comedian and they made a living out of that.
Exactly.
Then funny one.
Yeah.
Because Matt Rife, are you on Matt Rife TikTok?
No.
Yeah. He's beautiful. Would you rather live with television or books?
I'm gonna go television. I like reading, but I watch more TV.
Books. I love books.
Yeah.
I love books. Oh my goodness. Would you rather go on a long hike together or a long drive?
Both. Drive though, probably, because I like the ease.
I
do like hikes though, but
I think I'd rather do a hike than a drive.
I just think of road trips. Like, when I think of like, I would love to do a road trip with my significant other, like build out a van and do the van life thing. And
yeah. Okay. Would you rather be with someone who snores loudly or has bad breath?
all the time.
Well, you can't snore all the time.
Bad breath all the time.
I guess so.
And just snores loudly.
Yeah. Yeah, me too, because that's what I have. Okay, would you rather be with a partner who never shaves or one who never cuts their toenails?
Oh, never shaves.
Yeah,
Please
definitely.
cut your toenails.
Toenails are yucky. Would you rather share a toothbrush with your partner or have to wear their underwear?
Every day.
I feel like in extenuating circumstances. Like, if you go for a sleepover, would you rather wear their underwear or use their toothbrush? Like, if you go on vacation.
On vacation, toothbrush. I mean, you're already kissing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, toothbrush. I don't know. It'd be weird. I don't enjoy men's underwear. Okay. Ooh. This was, would you rather faint during an important presentation to your managers or at your wedding?
Wedding.
I've like almost fainted at work, so.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Like, neither of those really matter.
Yeah.
Would you rather wrestle a gorilla or 2 alligators?
I'm gonna get annihilated either way.
I know, but a gorilla might be fuzzy. It might be quick, or...
I'm gonna go gorilla because I feel like you might be able to reason with a gorilla a little bit better than an alligator.
Gorilla, no.
Well, I just think, okay, Graylin, we were talking about crocs and death rolls and my arm ripping off, and
I wouldn't choose alligators.
Yeah,
because there's 2 of them. You have to like, they could come at you.
You're losing either way. Yeah. The gorilla can annihilate you.
You can probably run away from a gorilla, but it's hard to run away from 2 alligators.
But you might be able to reason with a gorilla better than alligators.
Exactly.
Unless you have a paddle and you can beat the crap out of the alligators that way. That's the only way you're getting out of that.
That's true.
Or climb a tree. I don't know. I'm gonna stick with gorilla.
I'm also gonna stick with gorilla.
I'm dead either way. I lost the battle.
Okay. So after you die, would you rather reincarnate as a lion or a dog?
A lion.
Oh yeah, me too. I definitely thought you were gonna say dog.
No.
Oh. Although honestly, being a dog wouldn't be that bad because then you just get to live a cushy life. But a lion,
you get to live a cushy life if you're a good lion.
That's true. That's true. Would you rather be able to... Oh, wait. Would you rather outlive your partner or have them outlive you?
Outlive my partner. I'm trying to make it to 100.
Oh, me too. You're the only other person who wants to do that. I want to be 100 so bad, but I'd rather...
I think it's a flex if you say you lived a century.
I want to make it to 100, but I also want Bryce to die after me.
Sweetie, that's not going to happen.
I know. It's really sad. We're not going to talk about it. If you could time travel, would it be to the past or the future?
Past.
Why?
I find comfort in what's already happened.
Oh, that's a great way to put that.
And I don't really... I also love Victorian houses.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
And I don't really care to see what dystopia happens in the future.
Yeah. Yep, those are my thoughts. Exactly. Like almost word for word. That's crazy.
Is it though?
I guess not really. Mm-hmm. Okay, last one. Would you rather have a photographic memory or have the ability to delete bad memories?
Photographic memory.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I'd love to have like a photographic memory. I can just like see something and read it.
I'd rather feel something too much than not at all.
Yeah. And like like you forget bad memories like to an extent. Like when you look back in the past, like there's the exceptionally bad memories, but like there's also some where like don't seem as big in the future as they were in the moment.
Well, bad memories also don't necessarily influence how you rule your life now. I think a photographic memory is just a good tool to have overall.
I think it would be very handy, and it just like expands. Like you could be an incredible lawyer. Like Suits.
I'm not going to be a lawyer, but yeah.
Dude, if I had a photographic memory, oh my goodness, I would just do so many things.
Yeah.
But I don't. I have a really, really not photographic memory.
Anti-photographic memory.
If anything else, it's like a 1980s Xerox machine where it's just like, and something comes out, it's not even the same thing you printed.
And on that note, thank you for tuning in to Attachment Styles. I'm Mac.
It's Jubes. I thought we were giving our socials. Oh my goodness. I'm also just Jubes.
And I'm also Mac Joy.
And we're sometimes Ciabatta Slaps, and you should follow us on all social media platforms. Except for Twitter.
We don't have too much to say for Twitter. We say it all in the podcast.
Oh my goodness. All of our episodes are an hour. How could we get that down to 140 characters?
And we will see you next week. Thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, rate,
review.
All of the above.
Yes. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Ta-ta for now.
Ta-ta for now.
Bye.
Bye.